Hi St George's School, I'm Alison and this is my step-by-step guide to drawing dinosaurs. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to draw a triceratops. So you're going to start with the head, the frilly bit, and then there's a line that comes down, and that's the horn, one of the horns. And there's his little tusk, and there's his nose, there's a little smile, and there's his chin. Okay, then I'll put in his eyebrow and his little cheeky eye there. And then it's time to do his other horn. Okay, you see he's got a head. Then you're going to put these nice little spiky things onto his lovely headdress. Then you just need to think about how you can do the legs. So they've got a bit of curve and he's got three, we'll give him 3 toes. There's another one here, this is the leg behind, so just get in the toes. And then he's put his back in like this. It's quite a chunky little chap. We've also got 3 toes here. And his back leg. And then his other little black leg just tucks in there. And then he's got this tail that comes out. And then you might want to put some detail on the tail. And some little marks. Just there. And there's a triceratops. Okay, so now we're going to draw a T-Rex. So we'll start up here in the top left hand corner with his head. We'll start with his nose. So we'll go up with our pencil. There's a little bump, and then up, and then there's an eye, and then all the way around the back of his head there's this kind of curve, then up over his back, and then we can go to his pointy tail, like that. Okay, so that's his head and his back and his tail. Then you can come in and draw his mouth, like that. The lower jaw is slightly shorter than the upper part of the jaw. Comes right round, like that, right around the top. Then you can put in his nostril and his eye. He looks quite friendly at the moment. Put his nice sharp teeth in. Little triangles for sharp teeth. Like that. And then you're putting his neck in, so a wavy line. Like that. Now remember with his front legs, these tiny little things which don't touch the ground. And they've got like a little kink in them like that. Those are the little talons, like that, and then he's got another one here. Quite tricky to do, don't worry too much about it. Just sort of do zigzags and then put little points at the end. And then you want his tummy to continue down. So you imagine this line, there's a gap for the arm, and then you're carrying on down here. And then you've got this big chunky leg, back leg, comes all the way down. And then there's much bigger feet down here with much bigger toenails. And maybe even a little toenail that sticks out the back there. And then you want to do, imagine like a chicken's leg, but much, much bigger and then a big chunky thigh muscle there. And then you just want to do this other leg sticking out the back with this foot. Because it's further away, you want to do it slightly above the other one. And still you've got these chunky feet, and then a little toenail at the back there. And then try and make them the same width. And then he's got this bone which goes up like that. Okay, and that is your T-Rex. Okay, so now we're going to draw a Brachiosaurus. So that's the one with the long neck, a bit like the Luna Park dinosaur. So I will start with the head up here in the top left hand corner, and he's got quite a small little head. So we'll start, there's the nose, then there's a bump for the head where the eye goes, and then a little bump for the back of his head, and then you can do the neck all the way down, sweeping down like that. Nice long neck, and then round, a little bit of a curve there for his back. Try and do it in one line if you can. Just follow me and let your pencil just go all the way down until you get to his tail. A nice wavy line there for the tail. Now then stop, okay, because then you want to go back up and finish off his head. So he's got his little nose there, and he's got his lower jaw, and then his chin, and then you want to come down with the neck. So it's got quite a slim neck, and it gets slightly wider as it comes down. It comes right down to his chest like that, and then you want to stop, okay, before you start putting the legs in. So then I would put the front legs in first. Some little toes there. A bit like the Luna Park one. And then carry on with his tummy. We'll put the back legs in a minute. Now with these back legs, they have a little bend in them in the knee. So you need to do a line that goes in that direction, and then imagine there's a knee and then it comes down, and then put the little toes in. And then comes up. So that's why you left your spaces there for the legs. Then think about doing the same. This is the back leg. Now remember, this one is further away, so it'll be slightly higher up. Okay, so that's your back leg. And then this one, just going to pop it behind here. Again, slightly above, because it's further away. There we go. So I just need to put his eye in. I can just pop up here. He looks like a very friendly dinosaur. And that's the Brachiosaurus. Okay, so now we're going to draw a Stegosaurus. So he's the one with the spiky bits right across his back. So we're going to start with his head. So about halfway down the page, you want to put in a curve for the top of his head, and then another little bit like that. And then you want to come up with your pencil. Don't worry about the spiky bits just yet. You're coming right up high, and then all the way down again his tail. And then you want to come back in with your pencil. Try and do this in one line if you can, which is, you'll be a bit confident, but just try if you can, just to do it in one line, okay? Just slowly and carefully in one line. So then we're going to put in his head. So there's his head, the top bit of his jaw here, and we're just going to put in his mouth there. And then his bottom jaw tucks in underneath. It's slightly shorter than the top jaw, and then you've got his chin like that. Okay, and then you might want to put in his eye like that. Looks a bit like a tortoise at the moment. And then you want to put in his chest, Comes down like that, and then I'm going to stop there, okay? Because what I want to do next is to show you how to put the legs in. So you need to put your front leg in first. So then I'm going to put in the toes. With the little spiky claws. And then the back leg, which, as you remember from before, is slightly above because it's slightly further away. And then you can carry on. So imagine this line of his chest carrying on behind this leg there for the tummy. Okay, and then stop again. And then you're going to put in this big chunky back leg, which is much more powerful than the front leg. So that comes in, it's going to be thicker and bigger. And even the feet are bigger at the back. So there we go, put in some nice big feet, chunky legs, come right up like that, and put his little toenails in like that. And then you just want to do the same at the back. So this one again, as before, slightly above. Okay, so that one tucks in like that. I'm giving him some little claws. Okay, so it's beginning to look like a Stegosaurus. But what I need to put in now are these spiky bits over his back. So these start really small, just behind the head. And they're the shape of those, you know, those biscuits ice gems. They're a bit like the icing bit on top of an ice gem. So you might want to practice doing this shape before you commit to putting them onto your Stegosaurus. So then, as you go back, they get bigger and bigger. So try, if you can, make this line slightly longer before you then, and that, do the top bit, because that will make it go slightly bigger as you go up. So slightly longer than the last one. Think about ice gems, that nice bit of icing on the top. And then these ones are becoming really big. Now you get onto the top of his back. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now don't worry, mine don't actually attach to his back, but it doesn't matter because they still, the overall effect is still okay. It still looks like a dinosaur. And then we're coming down the tail. And can you see they're just beginning to get a bit smaller? Okay, and then smaller still. And then right at the bottom, he's got these little pointy things. So if he's in a fight, he presumably lashes his tail and uses these to attack. These little pointy things on his tail. Okay, so there's your Stegosaurus.